I don't know whether to clean this up or just leave it. Every time I walk past here, I get very emotional. And we still haven't found, we haven't found anything. She just literally disappeared off the face of the earth. I keep coming out here every day and looking for this, I don't know what it is, a falcon? I'm not sure what it is, a falcon I think. I'll put a picture on the screen. He doesn't seem like he's fazed by Cookie being gone. But I know that he misses her. But I don't think it's sinking in that she's not coming back. We're going to go on a little walk. And I'm going to talk about Cookie. And we're going to take little breaks so I don't get out of breath. I looked all up here. There were feathers up here, but she used to go up here and like rut around. So I don't know what happened. It literally looked like where all those feathers were. Like that's where something grabbed her. And I hope that she didn't suffer. And we've looked around and I haven't found anything. Because sometimes they will just kill them and leave them. But I don't know. I hope she wasn't in any pain. She was so grumpy, and I don't know what. That's not important, but I miss her. She had a personality. She was like our little family. She slept in the house. It's hard to talk about. I mean, I thought I've been thinking about it all day, like how I feel, and I don't know. I guess I was gonna get 2 geese. I was looking at geese, and I was gonna get 2 geese so that she would have, a little company. And then I read that geese are even more in danger because they won't really defend themselves, and they make a lot of noise, so they might attract predators. And so I didn't get them, and I'm glad I didn't get any because it would have just ended in a disaster. And I don't really want to keep her in a cage all the time. I mean, she was inside from dark till dusk. I mean, she would come in during the day for a couple hours, and it would have just been her being in the cage all the time. I mean, it wouldn't, I couldn't have let her out of the cage. I don't know what to look for. You just don't let them out of their cage in the summer, or I don't know. And what was I gonna say? She liked being outside, and she didn't really she would stay in the house and maybe take a nap if it was really hot out. But this last week, it was only in the 80s, maybe. It was beautiful. One day it was like 70, 75, beautiful day. She liked being outside. It didn't seem to bother her that much. But we're not really into the heart of summer yet. Like next month, July, it's going to be much hotter. You know, the days are longer, getting shorter, but it's just extremely hot. And then you've got that heat where it's just constant. And we're up here at a higher elevation, so we don't get that that breeze, that marine layer from the ocean. So it kind of accumulates, the heat kind of accumulates in the ground, and it never really cools off. And it just becomes harder and harder to cool down your house because it's not cooling down at night. The ground's getting warmer, and even when you shut off your air conditioner at night, you know, I don't like to run the air conditioner at night unless I have to, and so you end up just not really cooling down much, or running your air conditioner later. And it's already dry out here. We took a walk yesterday. The trees are doing good. I don't know if you can see them. Well, I don't really want to walk any further because yesterday we walked back to the house through the field because I wanted to see if I could find anything out there, because that's where she ran to last time, but I didn't see anything. So I don't really want to go out in the field again. It was a mess. I had to end up giving him a haircut last night on live stream because he was such a mess. The stickers in that field were like sticky, and they were all over my jeans, and I'm just gonna go sit down over here, but there's so many stickers. Anyway, I know he misses her, but you know, she was kind of mean to him. Like I was saying, she's grumpy. She was kind of mean to him. Like she would jump on him at 1 minute, and the next minute she was like picking stickers out of his fur. So I think it was hard on him because, you know, he didn't want to hurt her. He knew she was, you know, important. He didn't want to attack her or anything. He didn't do anything. It wasn't him. It was something it was a bird or something, a hawk, or I don't know if it was that particular bird that I'm talking about, or if it is like a smaller hawk. I think I'm going to take what's left of her food, and I'm going to put it out for the birds. It's like today I was eating my dinner, and I will save, you know, some for her, and I just threw it away today. Like I didn't even want to save it. But I'm doing all right. I'm not thinking about it too much. It's too hot to think about anything else right now. Like it's just there's just the heat and trying to get things clean in the house, and, you know, finishing some chores and projects, and not really making much progress just because the heat it just wears on me. Just like yesterday, I had to give him his haircut, and I had to wait until like around 7, I think it was 7, because it's just too hot outside. Like right now it's hot, but you know, it's different when you're just sitting there than you're actually doing something. So I think we're gonna head back. I don't know what he's doing. He's over there. Look at this RV that this guy left. I think this is my dad's RV, but I really don't want to. I didn't leave it there. I don't know why people just do things and then they don't have any accountability. Just left it there under this tree. I don't want to go any farther. I don't want to go any farther over here because there's stickers. But look, he looks so much better. I can brush him now. I can brush him. We just got to stay out of it. I swear he goes into the field and sticks his head in and like rubs it around. Like, well, yesterday he was basically rubbing. He was just falling around and rubbing himself on the stickers, and they were everywhere. And I was combing him like all night, and I had to shake out the bedding and vacuum, and it's exhausting. Okay, boy, you ready to go home? Look, I think this fell. This is something new. Bobby, no, Bobby, this way, Bo, this way, Bo, come on, don't go that way. Hang on. Bobby, don't go out there, please. Stay on the road. Oh my God. This isn't really the time of year to be doing anything too strenuous. Maybe building a house. I think I'm going to do a video on why I still don't have a house. Would anybody be interested in hearing why I still don't have a house? It's kind of an interesting story. Because I thought by now I would have one or have something, but it's a long, sad story. But it doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do something. I'm not sure what. I found some houses, but they're just so far north, or they're out of state, and I just it bums me out that there's nothing around here. I mean, there is stuff around here, but I don't really want to. Honestly, I don't feel safe. It's always someplace where I don't feel safe, or like in Florida, you know. Which I'm sure Florida is relatively safe, but when you've been through a disaster, the last thing you want to do is set yourself up for another disaster. Because I just know how, you know, insurance companies, I know how they work. I don't like it either. They always seem to, it's like Vegas. The insurance company always wins. Okay, we're going back. We're on the road. I gotta hold the camera up with my hand. It's hard. It's really dry right now. I mean, I'm not that nervous because there's not a lot left to burn. But I know next winter I'm gonna get my burning license. My burning permit, I mean. Because I just wanna do I wanna clear around the house. The leaves, there's so many leaves on that hill. I raked almost that entire hill and burned all the leaves, and it's just basically all back. It's like a never-ending process. Look at my neighbor's house. I don't like to film people's houses, but look at my neighbor's house. He's basically goes in there every year and he plows all the brush. Look at this house over here. Basically the whole top of that hill is bald. Yeah, it's hard being out here in the sun, and it's only June 25th. But when you're out in this, when you get out of the shade and you start moving around, I don't have a hat on. I was gonna wear my hat, but I don't think that's gonna be a good look. I said I was gonna sit down. So I'm going to sit down and finish this. Yeah, it's a bummer because when I sit here, when I used to sit in this chair, Cookie would come over here. Cookie was kind of named after a video game. So yeah, she was named after this card. And I forget what the powers of this card were. But it was like a healing card, kind of. I'm not sure. I forget exactly what it did. It's not important. But, yeah, I would sit here in this chair and she would come over and she would peck on my feet. You know, she was always following me around. Always, wherever. Both of them would follow me around wherever I go. Which, you know, I still have him. I think he misses her, but at the same time, he doesn't miss being picked on or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Because she was kind of mean. She was kind of grumpy all the time. And she took it out on him. She was never really mean to me. She just didn't listen. She mostly just didn't listen to me. But, you know, he would be out here, you know, looking after her, making sure she was safe. And she would still be mean to him. But on that particular day, he came inside. We had the air conditioner on. And we didn't hear anything. I don't think there was anything to hear. I think she just, whatever it was, flew down here and grabbed her, and it was over really fast. I'm hoping. I mean, you look at all those feathers, because when she got attacked about 9 months ago, when I started letting her sleep in the house, she had it was around, I think it was around Thanksgiving. She looked like a plucked turkey. And it was sad because she had lost maybe over half of her feathers, maybe closer to like 75% of her feathers were gone. She just looked horrible. I mean, she had her wing feathers, some of them, but most of her feathers were gone. I think it was just, whatever it was, I don't know whether it was just her running or what. I don't know how that happens. Because she wasn't hurt or anything. But it could have been, it could have been a ground animal, which which makes more sense. These hawks are deadly. That's why I get mad, because I'm thinking this hawk belongs to somebody, and they just don't feed it, or they can't afford to feed it. But I don't know. I know that sounds crazy, because it is. But that's my theory. Belongs to somebody. It's somebody's hawk, and they just let it go. But I don't know. I guess if the hawk was raised by somebody, it would fly back to them, right? I don't know. I don't know how it works. A lot of these animals, they're wild, but if you feed them, if they're used to being fed, they'll come out and just hunt, just for fun, and then they'll fly home, just because it's like a safe place to go, because they know they're going to be all right there. So my garden is pretty much gone. Something is eating everything in the garden. All my onions are gone. All my flowers are gone. I don't know if it was the chicken that did it, or if it was something else. I think there's some. I put a screen down underneath the raised bed, so to keep anything from coming from, like a gopher, from coming up underneath. But I think something got through, or something. I don't know what. Something got through the screen, because it almost looks like it's something like a I don't know what. I don't know what it is. A gopher, or it could just be a squirrel that's climbing under there. There's not a lot of things it could be, because it's pretty well protected. But if I put the screen like around, I gotta put the screen around next time. Because I don't think it's a bird. I think it's either it was a chicken or a squirrel. Because I see the squirrels coming over here. I've been giving the squirrel water over here. There's a place over here where I give them water, but I don't know, whatever is over there drinking that water, they drink it really fast, because every time I go check it, it's empty. All right, well, I'm just gonna wind this up, because I'm just starting to babble on and on. And anyway, yeah, I'm sad. It's very sad. I had her when my mom was still alive. Cookie was a good friend. She had a really good personality, even though she was grumpy. If you were nice to her, she would calm down. A lot of it was just her way of communicating that she needed something, whether it was, attention or food or water. That was just her way. She was only like maybe 3 years old, so the dog is twice as old as her, so she was still a baby. And I just kind of, I took that into account, that she wasn't just being grumpy. It was just, she didn't know how else to act. And when they're little like that, even though their life span is short, they still, I don't care what you say about the age of a dog is 7 years. It's just not It's not true. You gotta treat people and things. Their age, it makes a difference on how you treat them, because they just don't have the experience. It's not always instinctual for them. So yeah, I'm not really, it doesn't bother me to show emotion. It bothers me when people don't show emotion, or people judge people because they show emotion. Because to me, like, it probably wouldn't have mattered to me when I was younger. I would have just been able to move on and it wouldn't have bothered me. But now it seems like, even though, I don't deal with death very well. Death is something that I just don't like to think about, because it's kind of it feels kind of like a dead end. It feels like it doesn't feel like there are any answers. That you sort of just have to accept it. And I think the best thing is to just think about the good memories, because if you sit there and just say, oh, she's missing, she's gone, she's dead, it's not a positive response. So the best thing to do with death is to come up with good memories. Remember the good things. Don't dwell on the bad things. And even though maybe you can learn something, but a lot of times I know with death you can spiral, because you can't talk to the person and ask them what did they mean. So just focus on the good things, the memories, and move on. And don't, you can read books and things that if it helps, or I know a lot of people do some crazy things, consulting, fortune tellers and stuff, but I think the best thing to do is just to move on with your life, and be happy that you had that time together. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. I would really appreciate some comments right now, but I know people don't like to comment. I'm not sure why, but it would help me a lot. I know people don't like to comment, but it would help me a lot if people commented, just to kind of get me through this. What are you doing? She laid an egg today.